Hey, what's going on, Wealth Legacy Journeyers? Welcome back to the Wealth Legacy Journey. I'm your host, Kendell Liden, and the title of today's episode is Fork in the Road. And I don't really know how long today's episode is going to be, to be honest with you. I just didn't put out an episode last week, and so I want to make sure they got an episode out this week. But I don't have like a ton of awesome updates or fun updates. A lot of just like what's going on, and but I think it's some real life of what any of us are going to experience as we're trying to, break out of the mold and grow something. And so I had this strategy, as you guys know, that was working with sniping. I mean, it was just like it was crazy. This strategy went from like okay to good to great to like mind-blowing results. And it happened over the course of a couple weeks, and I was like, I think I've figured it out. Like I'm getting really good at this. I think I've just got it like nailed. Am I making money on every single trade? No, but like the trades that I was making money on, I was making money big. The trades I was losing money on, I was losing money small. And I was just like, it was just good. And we were rocking and rolling. I was so excited about just what we were seeing and how things were working and, all that kind of stuff. And I was just really encouraged by the results. And I thought that I'd really figured out like this is what my next step is going to be. Well, fast forward, take it live, and we made money like day one, two, three. I think it was day one, two, and three live, maybe something like that. And there was like 2 days of small loss. Made some money for like the next 2 days, and then ended up having a big. I could tell it wasn't going great, so I reduced my max risk back down to like $100. And anyways, I ended up like as you guys know, there was like a 10-day sequence that we had. We were going to be like 100, then 500, then 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. So we got to 3,000. I lost 30% that day, which would be $1,000. Like, ouch. It was a huge loss. It was really just painful to experience that. Had to put more money into the account in order to be able to day trade again. Back my max risk off to $150. Started making some money like 2 days in a row, and then we had a day where I lost 100%. I don't know if I was just out of it. I'm not really sure exactly what went wrong, to be honest with you guys. Uh, and it was just like the market had just completely changed. Like the market that I was experiencing, that the strategy that I built was working. It was just something was just totally different. And I have some theories about, maybe what caused it to work and why it stopped working. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. I have no idea. The coming weeks, and then might tell the story as we continue just to trial different things. But I had a moment where I stepped back, and another thing that happened over the last 2 weeks was we got Palestine under contract again. Now I'm recording this on Friday, so it's actually the last day of option. But I'm not getting my hopes up. It's supposed to close on December 16th. It's currently December 6th, so we have 10 days. We'll see if it closes. But I'm hopeful. It was a good offer. It was a cash offer, and it would be a great deal. I mean, I've been praying a lot just for the right buyer to be able to come along, that this property really bless. And so we're just hopeful that this property would be able to be a blessing for this buyer. But now here I am, I just went live with this money in the stock market, and I thought that was going to be the way to go because, the money was flipping over just so slow in the real estate side of things. And then we actually started seeing it work, and it was like, okay, I think this really is going to be the way forward for us, especially when we're seeing such great results. And then I lost money, and now we have Palestine under contract. And I'm not frustrated about Palestine being under contract. I mean, we are all in on that deal, like 14,000, like a little under 14,200. About $10,000 of that capital is mine, maybe 11,000. I've got like 75% of the capital in the deal. I brought in a deal partner at 25%. And they're getting half of they're getting their percentage. They're getting their 25% of, I basically what I split it up was half of the deal is going to go to the capital partners, and then half the deal will go to, basically the company for, building out the deal. And so, I'm 75% of the capital. And then I also, my company is the one who structured the whole deal, put the whole thing together. And, so, we'll come out handsomely in that deal, as long as it closes. And, but it's just been weird because it was like, I kind of thought, in my mind, I had already settled that, okay, if this, stock trading thing works, Then come the spring, I'm just going to heavily discount Palestine and we'll just try to get out of it break even or a little bit of a loss. And we'll just throw the money over to the stock market because we're absolutely crushing it in the stock market right now. Then the stock market goes sideways, ended up having to shut that down. And then we've got Palestine that might sell. And it's like, okay, I'm happy about this, but what's happening right now? Because I had already in my heart let go of the real estate thing, going like, okay, I don't think this is working. And maybe it's just that it's not working fast enough and I just need to slow down and manage my expectations. Doing land out in East Texas is not necessarily something I've been doing over the last few years. I have done land, I've done flips, but it's just been kind of weird because even if you take Hudson, a deal that I haven't talked about in a long time, but we had 6 lots. We broke one big piece of land up into 6 different lots. 4 of those lots sold like back to back to back to back really quickly. Pretty much right when we put it on the market, we ended up getting a little over break even on the deal, and it was amazing. But then you have these other two deals, these other 2 lots, and they're just not selling. And I don't know, it's just like what's going on? Um so anyways, neither here nor there, just trying to figure out, what's the next step? What does God have in store for us next? Which direction do we focus? So one of the things that we're doing is taking a step back, really looking at, making sure that we're evenly invested 50-50 in stocks and in real estate. Because I think we're trying to move forward on both of those fronts. Um, and then and then another thing is, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Uh, I'm kind of distracted today. I wanted to get on here and record this just because I need to record these every week, but mentally I just don't feel like I'm in a place where I was like ready to record this. I'm still just so much mentally just what's going on. Anyways, and then we're gonna build our emergency fund up to having 3 months in the emergency fund, which will be just a good buffer to be able to have in place. But as far as my job side and the real estate side of things goes, that half duplex that we were flipping, that one's almost done. I'm almost done with this marketing project for Nathan. He really liked the presentation, which is awesome. So I'll get that back to him, and then I'll probably just start managing like two, maybe 3 flips at a time. In 2025, unless something comes up the marketing thing. Palestine sells will probably go to a tax sale at the beginning of January. If I have enough time, maybe I'll squeeze in 2 that day. I'll probably prepare to go to 2, and then if I, end up buying stuff at 1, I don't know if I'll have time to make it to a second that day. I'll probably have to get all the checks and the money together. I'm a lot more confident about instead of it taking like 2, 3 months to get on the market. I think it took like 2 months, 2.5 months to get Palestine on the market. I'd like to see a lot quicker turnaround time where, basically I can just immediately flip it over to the surveyor. Um, you know, and they should have it back to me in about 3 weeks, and I can already have an agent, working on running the numbers and everything like that. So within, my goal would be is before the next tax sale hits, it's ready to go on the market. Um, and hopefully we can have a solid spring with those deals. And we kind of went back to the drawing board, and I thought about what really worked long term. Um, one of the things is BMAS 4. It was doing really well. It's just kind of slow and steady wins the race type of trading. And so I think we're going to try to implement some more of that trading strategy. I was papering it some this week, and we'll probably paper it for a couple weeks, just make sure everything's looking solid on it again. We still have the win rate that we're looking for, and if everything goes good, then we might go live with BMAS 4 here in the next couple weeks, just to get some of that money rolling. I don't want to just have money, if it's going to be sitting in that account and I'm not actually going to be trading, I'm going to take the money out because I don't want just sitting there doing nothing. But I would really like to see it do something. And, and then one of my thoughts was that I really crushed it in that sniping strategy that I had, basically figured out in this RSI breakout. It did really well the week of ChopX, which is the third Friday of the month where the monthly options are expiring. That was a week that I did really well. It was like through that week. It was kind of like midweek, maybe like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday being the it's called OPEX. They call it Chop X because everything moves around a lot. But kind of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday into like the next like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something in that range, I think was kind of like my best days. And as you're talking, maybe somewhere between like 4 and 7 solid trading days. And so this next month in December, ChopX will be coming. This is Friday, December 6th. I'm recording. You guys will watch it on December 9th. So basically, it would be the week. It wouldn't be next week, but it'd be the week after. The ChopX would be on December 20th. So I'm thinking about like basically papering, sniping the week of 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th through maybe like the 25th and just seeing if I can find a pattern within those 8 days where it's like, yeah, I might even trade all the way through the 27th and just see like I really think that my like hardcore best window would probably be something like 19th, 20th, 23rd, 24th. And so that would basically be Thursday before ChopX. That would be ChopX itself. And then the Monday and Tuesday after ChopX as traders are, rolling options and they roll options already, through ChopX, but then they might be entering in some new positions, buying new insurance and stuff like that. And I think it just causes a lot of volatility in the markets. That's a hypothesis, a theory. Um, so I think one of the hardest things that, I've learned through all this investing is like sometimes you get your butt kicked, you feel bad, you want to sit around and mope around and feel depressed and sad for yourself. I know I do at least. And then you have to get up, wipe the sweat off your face, wipe the blood off your face, shake the dust off, and you have to go back at it, start swinging because, you know, we're not defined by our failures whenever we hit the mat, but the failure hits the hardest when we don't get back up. And so failure doesn't get to choose, like, just because we fail, that doesn't mean that has to be the final word. We get to choose whether that's the end of the story. At some point, you're going to get hit so hard that you're going to be laying there on the mat wondering if it's even worth getting back up. I get that feeling. I'm feeling that feeling right now. As I think about this deal coming in from Palestine, year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that, I sold my truck and I really loved my truck. I really, really enjoyed it. We sold it. It was the first step to getting out of debt. I can't even remember if I was recording the Wealth Legacy Journey back then. Um, I think I might have been. I think it was like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Maybe it was a year ago. I don't know, somewhere in that like ballpark. Um, I really want, it's like kind of in this place where it's like I could go out buy almost the same truck that I had before cash and still have some money left over, not a ton. Or I could do the wise thing and I could reinvest as much of that capital as possible, still pull out our fund money. I think we're going to pull, obviously 10% tithe, 10% fund money, and then reinvest the rest. And then as tax season rolls around, we'll take care of taxes. Don't evade your taxes. I've never been personally burned or audited or anything, but I know some people it's been absolutely crushing. So always pay your taxes. But, you know, I I want to buy a truck, but I know that it would take away from all the sacrifice. It would only slow momentum. Like that dopamine hit of buying it would feel good for a moment, but it would slow me down in where I'm trying to get to, where I'm trying to go. So, yeah, I mean that's kind of the big updates. Libby delivered her custom order with the art, which is really cool, and she's looking at right now what does 2025 look like, and she's excited about that. Uh, I'm feeling just a little bit defeated right now in life. And it's a weird feeling because, finally have this deal with Palestine that I've been thinking about for so long. It looks like it might come through. How could I be defeated? Hard to explain, but I do. Um, what do I focus on next? What's my next move? I'm trying to just stay positive and optimistic and level-headed about it. But, you know, I don't know, I guess just trying to figure it out. So, anyways, I knew today was going to be a shorter episode, but I think that's pretty much going to be it for today's episode. But it would be wrong of me to close without the Wealthy Legacy Journey identity mantra to remind myself, remind you guys. And I don't know what kind of day or week or month or quarter you guys have been having either. So I'll close with it, just as a reminder of who I'm becoming and who you're becoming. It goes like this: I explore the unknown, I conquer new frontiers. My journey is powerful, and my wake is a wealthy legacy. Exploring the unknown and conquering new frontiers hurts. It really does. You know, you're not going to do it perfectly. You're not going to maybe know exactly which direction to go. Things are going to go right and things are definitely going to go wrong. But your wake is powerful, or your journey is powerful. Wake is a wealthy legacy. Or your journey is powerful as long as you choose when life knocks you down. When you choose to stand back up, that's what makes the journey powerful. So I hope somebody finds some encouragement in that. And the way that we define wealth here at the Wealth Legacy Journey is simply having enough to cover your monthly costs without having to lift a finger, something like that. I should have that memorized by now. And legacy is leaving a long lasting impact on others who come after you as they receive the fruits of your labor, whether that be good or bad. So make sure you go out this week, is what I'm telling myself too. Um, plant good seeds, cultivate good trees, and you will produce good fruit in time. Just be patient. I'm telling myself that right now. Don't buy the truck, be patient. Don't buy the truck, Kendall. Be patient. Trust the process. Keep doing the right things. It'll work, but let it work. So I would encourage you to do the same thing. It was awesome seeing you guys, and I will see y'all on the next episode. Bye, everybody.